The clock ticked past midnight, the darkness of May 1st, 2010, settling over the quiet beach community of Oak Beach, Long Island. A young woman, Shannan Gilbert, was alone, afraid, and running for her life. She had been visiting a client, but something had gone terribly wrong. Her frantic voice filled the phone lines as she dialed 911, her words tumbling out in a torrent of terror. "They're trying to kill me!" she cried, her voice echoing through the dispatcher's headset. The dispatcher tried to calm her, to pinpoint her location, but Shannan was disoriented, her words disjointed. She mentioned Oak Beach, a name unfamiliar to the dispatcher. Precious minutes ticked by as Shannan's panic escalated. She pounded on doors, pleading for help, her cries swallowed by the night. The dispatcher stayed on the line, trying desperately to understand, to guide help to the terrified woman. But the connection was lost, Shannan's voice fading into the static. When police arrived at the gated community of Oak Beach, they found nothing but empty streets and the lingering chill of fear. Shannan Gilbert had vanished. The initial investigation was treated as a missing person case. Police considered the possibility that Shannan, a young woman working as an escort, had overdosed or wandered off in a drug-induced haze. Her family, however, knew in their hearts that something was terribly wrong. Shannan would never abandon her family, her dreams, without a word. Days turned into weeks, each one an agonizing reminder of Shannan's absence. Her family, led by her tenacious mother, Mari Gilbert, refused to let the case go cold. They organized searches, plastered missing person posters, and pleaded for information. They knew Shannan's disappearance was more than a simple missing person case. Her 911 call, her terror, spoke of something far more sinister. The police, however, remained skeptical. They focused on Shannan's profession, painting her as a troubled young woman caught in a dangerous lifestyle. The stigma surrounding sex work cast a long shadow over the investigation, hindering their efforts and fueling their doubts. The family's pleas for a more thorough investigation fell on deaf ears. In December 2010, nearly 7 months after Shannan's disappearance, a chilling discovery rocked the investigation. Police, while searching for Shannan along the desolate stretch of Ocean Parkway, stumbled upon a gruesome sight: human remains wrapped in burlap sacks. The remains were not Shannan's, but those of another young woman. Then, another set of remains was found, and another, and another. 4 women, all discovered within a short distance of each other, their bodies left like discarded secrets along the desolate highway. The isolated stretch of Ocean Parkway had become a dumping ground, a graveyard for the forgotten. The discovery of the 4 bodies sent shockwaves through Long Island and beyond. The case of the missing escort, Shannan Gilbert, was no longer a solitary mystery. It had morphed into something far more sinister, a chilling realization that a possible serial killer was stalking the shadows of Long Island. The 4 women found along Ocean Parkway, forever linked by tragedy, became known as the Gilgo 4. They were Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, and Maureen Brainard Barnes, all young women who had advertised their services as escorts online. They were daughters, sisters, friends, their lives cut tragically short. Melissa, vibrant and full of life, had disappeared in 2009. Megan, a young mother, had vanished a year later, leaving behind a toddler daughter who would grow up never knowing her mother's embrace. Amber, known for her infectious laugh and kind heart, had last been seen in 2010. Maureen, a free spirit with a love for travel, had disappeared in 2007. Her case initially dismissed as a runaway. Their lives, though lived in the shadows of society, mattered. They were not just victims, they were women with hopes, dreams, and families who loved them. Their murders exposed the dark underbelly of Long Island, a world where vulnerability and desperation intersected with unspeakable violence. While the police struggled to make sense of the growing body count, Mari Gilbert refused to let her daughter's memory fade. She became a tireless advocate for Shannan and the other victims, pushing the police to connect the cases, to see the bigger picture. She organized vigils, spoke to the media, and kept the pressure on law enforcement. Mari's unwavering pursuit of justice was met with resistance and skepticism. The stigma surrounding sex work created a barrier, making it easy for society to dismiss the victims as disposable. But Mari refused to be silenced. She understood that her daughter and the other women deserved justice, regardless of their profession. In December 2011, more than a year after the Gilgo 4 were discovered, Shannan Gilbert's remains were finally found. However, her case remained shrouded in mystery. Unlike the other victims, Shannan's cause of death was ruled inconclusive. Some investigators believed she had drowned accidentally, while others suspected foul play. The discovery of Shannan's body, while bringing a tragic closure to her family's agonizing search, did little to answer the burning question: what happened to Shannan Gilbert on that fateful night in Oak Beach? Her story, intertwined with the Gilgo Beach murders, became a haunting reminder of the complexities and uncertainties that often surround such cases. The investigation into the Gilgo Beach murders continued, but years passed with few answers. Leads went cold, suspects were questioned and cleared, and the families of the victims were left to grapple with their grief and frustration. The case, once a media sensation, slowly faded from the headlines, but the victims and their families were never forgotten. In July 2023, a break in the case came from an unexpected source: a Google search. Investigators, re-examining old evidence, used Google to search for a Chevrolet Avalanche, a vehicle linked to a witness account from the time of the murders. Their search led them to Rex Heuermann, a seemingly ordinary architect living a quiet life in Massapequa Park, Long Island. Heuermann, a husband and father, became the prime suspect. He fit the profile of a long-dormant serial killer, blending into suburbia while harboring dark secrets. As investigators dug deeper into Heuermann's life, they uncovered a trail of disturbing evidence. His DNA matched samples found on the victims. His cell phone records placed him in the vicinity of the murders, and his internet searches revealed a morbid fascination with serial killers and torture.